Hello, everyone. This is Barbara Iris Alsu of Parental World Knowledge. I want to welcome everyone. We're here to do some more watercolor painting. I'm so sorry it took a little while to get on. There was, I don't know, it now it's on my son's computer that I'm trying to get on, and it never is like before with my computer. I just go right to Google Plus and go right to my site. I can't get to my site. It's not opening up to my site, and that's the problem. It just to get to um, my Google Hangouts and to get to um, be able to do the Google taping live, it's not allowing me to do it. I have to. The only way I can do it is if I have when somebody watches my show, I key in on different words that are highlighted, and I try to get in there. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I had to try like every person that went on my site yesterday, and thank God we had a new person, and I was able to get right into my site when I clicked on his name. So thank you for new people joining us. And I just was watching, I couldn't start earlier today. I wanted to start an hour early like I did yesterday. But I was watching a live chat with Brian Kramer, and I was just so thrilled. I mean, this man was just brilliant. And he gave me ideas for social media. I thought that, I definitely was an expert, but I learned there's so much more this is truly the greatest expert. And in 1 hour, amazing. For instance, I never knew that iTunes would be a fantastic place if you're doing webinars, whether you be an artist or whatever you're doing. There's a lot of people that watch us that are in technical positions, and they want to do webinars. I never thought to announce on iTunes. I did a review for a company with iTunes, but I never would think to launch your, whether it be your webinar or it could even be a program that you're making. I never even thought of that. That is a fantastic place. You're going to get every age group. You're going to get such a massive audience. You're going to increase your email list and all these things. It mattered just from one thing. And can you imagine he was telling me other things, which I knew, with social media, to me, certain ones I, value more than others. And he was saying I do a parental blog, so he was saying it is ideal for a parental blog with teens and even for adults with the people that are playing games. I never even thought of that. The people, every day somebody's writing me to invite me to play a game. And I never thought to send a little blurb to the person that's inviting you to, play the game. That's a great audience, adult audience that you can master with and, get a lot more customers. I'm invited to like 100 games in 1 week or more. So that's 100 potential customers. I mean, I'm just so thrilled. I'm speechless. And for me, that's hard. I'm never speechless. So I'm really speechless. He just blew me away. BK, the show, and I am just blown away. And, he does TED and just so many, TED Talks and so many famous people. And, he is a down-to-earth person and just gave me such inspiration. And I also found out with Snapchat, and I never did Snapchat, but that's a great avenue too when you're doing social media. And it's not like taking just a little picture of yourself, um, and posting it. You write up like a whole story. You take pictures and a side of you, an angle of you, just like the reality show I'm doing. This is a side, this is me. And the Snapchat would be a little bit added to what I do. So I'm going to try to do that. I haven't even downloaded the program, let alone I didn't even realize, the potential. But I'm just so thankful. Brian is just amazing. In 1 hour that he could teach us all this. And, he did so much in his last 3 years. That's when he said he, became really famous. And I'm telling you, what he did is just amazing. In 3 years, all the things that he was doing. There's, definitely need to be a whole new show on that. But I want to get to the painting. And I would, oh my gosh, to talk to this man, if he ever selected me, I think you need to revive me. I'll faint for a minute. But I would hope that he would invite me. I would just be grateful. And he used to interview authors, and it just got to be so many authors, new authors were asking him to interview him. It just, didn't seem to be fun anymore. He had, just too much. But I'll tell you, if he would hire an assistant to read all those books and then pick out the best ones and make it easier for him, I think he is superb to interview new authors. And he could capture probably, if he had that assistant helping him, he can't do everything. He's doing so much now. I mean, he does his own show. He's interviewing famous people. He's writing a blog, and he does, I was just amazed, blown away. He's doing 3 or 4 blogs a week and still interviewing famous people all around the world. This man is incredible. And then he's doing all that social media. So he's a social media expert, the greatest. So I could see that he can't do, it wouldn't be enjoyable. But I would definitely hope that he'd go back to that, because he is so talented, and to interview people, and he would definitely help an author be on that best New York Times selling list without a doubt. Immediately. There's no question. So there's so many wonderful authors out there that really deserve to have him interview him and or her, and I would hope that he'll go back to that. That was my suggestion. I don't know if he'll do it if he has the time, but I hope that an assistant, getting a great assistant like that to review it and pick the best ones, and he just has to interview, and I know he'll make them bestsellers. I hope he does that, because I'm an author, and it's not that I have a book out now that I want him to do, but I'm just feeling for the authors, and that's it. All right, that's all I want to say, so that I get back to my work. All right, now I hope you have your canvas pad, and this would come from an art supply store. I hope you have your non-toxic paint, and it's in a palette. And I hope that you have a liquid white, because it's not in the palettes usually. And you would need a special artist paintbrushes, and you need an artist sponge, and you need color pencils to match for when you finish your painting, and be as close as it can. It doesn't have to be from an art supply store. But you do need an artist eraser, so that when you're doing your line drawing, You don't have to worry. I hope that you can, you know, do a line drawing. If you can't, you can always go on the computer and do a computer printout of a picture that you like to paint over, and then it still is acceptable in jury shows. You don't have to worry. You know, it is definitely, because I've had it on contracts. And if you can draw, of course, live person or pet would be the best. I did my pet, but he wouldn't stay still. I tried to use my pet. So I had to do it from memory, which thank goodness I remembered how he looked. But I did it when he was quite young as a puppy, and I'm thrilled I did it because, you know, they grow fast, and you wouldn't capture necessarily the best picture. I wanted to have a painting, and so now I always have that. And he likes it. He liked it. He licked it. He almost ruined the painting, and I had to redo it. But you see, you can relayer. If anything happens, you can fix anything on a watercolor. People under the wrong thought that you can't correct a watercolor. A lot of people think that. That's just not learning it right in school, whether it be elementary school, junior high, high school, college. It's not the case. You can correct. And just enjoy, because this is so much fun when you just enjoy and think about having fun and not think about how great can it be. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Just use very little water. Use a lot of paint and just enjoy. Do something you like. Don't do it on painting. I'm doing the New York skyline. Don't do that unless you love it. Do what you like. And like I said, I did my pet because I love my pet. Do whatever you want. You could do your pet. You could do your friend. You could do if you're married, your husband, your wife, whatever you want to do. And if you need a prop, you can always go to an art supply store and get also, if you don't have a live person, you can get a little prop to show the head and the body. And it doesn't cost much. I went in one time, I saw it in 1999 in, and this was even in a bookstore, not even an art supply store, but they do have in art supply stores too. But for $19.99, you get a wonderful crafted head and body, and you can use this to get the proportions that you need to do a person, even if you don't have that person in front of you. All right, and never copy your props, never copy pictures. That is cheating. That is not being what a professional artist is. In jury shows, they're going to ask you, are you original? And to be original, you need to do your own work. Whether it's your own inspiration or you're doing it from a prop, that's fine, but you have to alter it. From a picture, do not copy, because that is not doing artwork. That is just, you might as well just take a picture. You want to have it exactly perfect, you know, not to copy something. And I was so sad to see, I mentioned this months ago, an artist having a show, a webinar show, just like I'm having, but not doing it the right way. She was drawing and painting from a picture and copying exactly. She says, oh, you know, do it just like that. And that's not good. That's horrible. And, you know, it doesn't matter if it comes out perfect. It matters what you're feeling and how you're doing it as an artist. That's what matters. You don't have to worry about being perfect. Nobody wants perfect paintings. They want maybe a perfect photography, but not a painting. They're not going to buy your work if it's just perfect. They want to see how your feeling is. your interpretation is. And that's what counts. And we did the painting. Now I'm just going to put the colored pencils as I was doing. Try to put this down. I have to put the colored pencils again and do gentle. And if you're painting still, just do gentle brush strokes. This isn't if you're using the size paper. If you have a large canvas, it's different, but gentle brush strokes. And you could even dab on. So it's just gentle brush strokes and even dab on if it's a very small area. Using color pencil, very gentle so you don't pull off the paint, because it will pull off your paint. And everybody should do light colors first, then dark. And you should be, in addition, allowing each layer to dry, several layers. And then, when it's all dry, then you put the colored pencil like I'm doing. But never while it's wet. And you can keep turning the page so that you don't, get your arm or your clothing all full of paint. I'm finally going to finish, I think, my skyline. And I'm really excited because this was not easy. I know, I feel for any architect. Now I have a great appreciation for what those architects go through, and my son is one of them. Oh gosh, imagine if you had to draw and design buildings all day long. I mean, it took forever to do this, and I just could imagine. The inspiration, because this I didn't copy. This was just in my head. And for an architect, that's what you have to do. You have to make things up in your head and do it. And it is not easy. So now I know and appreciate what my son goes through. And he has to do it every single day. It is not easy. And to get the inspiration to keep coming up with all new buildings, I mean, he has to do it constantly. He has to come up with, sometimes you can work on 4 or 5 different buildings within one day. And he has deadlines. He has to, customers, they want it fast. And they make changes. They make a lot of changes. They decide they want something and then they don't want something. They picked out, what they want and then they want something else. Well, I know I went into the right profession and not became an architect, because I definitely don't have the patience to do this. I liked it for, doing a painting once in a while, but I could not do this on a regular basis. And I let my son know. I said how difficult this was. I let him know. And I drew this without a ruler. And probably it would have been easier. I guess I did it with a ruler, but I did it without a ruler. But I felt, usually I'm very accurate with lines and things, but it isn't the same on this. This is definitely tough. This is definitely tough. This is a hard thing to do. So if you're going to do a building, I think you should take a ruler. If it's your first one, definitely. You saw me drawing this live, so I had no ruler. Now going back over it, I was thinking about what I did, how I did this. Just remember, do it gentle, because if you do it hard, the paint will come right off. And you'll have to redo. Excuse me. Kabar speaking. Was it? Richie? No, never showed. No. Oh, I just watched the Brian Kramer was the most terrific social media person. iTunes is where you should list your new program. And I never knew. I did a review for an iTunes product, and I never realized that is where you launch your idea. You launch your program. Oh, I got to go because I'm on a live show. Bye. That was my son David, and I was telling him, because he's making a program to help the world with knowing that food that's healthy can stop all the diseases in the world. And that's his program. And he's doing it at an incredibly low rate for a beta testing, and it is so incredible what he's offering. A whole program, an educational program. And I feel he should launch it right. He's at his office now, and he's probably going to maybe stay and do some more work. I want him to know. Because this is to save the world lives. So forgive me for taking a moment to talk to him, but this is really important. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm sharing the philosophy, and I was doing this even before he made this program. I was blogging about it. Healthy food is so essential, and there are people that are dying, and all it would take is to eat healthy. There's a very good chance that their life can be saved. I've mentioned this before with heart, mentioned this with cancer on my blog of Parental World Knowledge. And now, the greatest thing is that I started lecturing about this, and I was asked to speak at Harvard, and I made a GoFundMe drive. Never did this before on GoFundMe, and so far no one has donated. I just wish, because I just need to pay for the documentary filming, nothing else. Just the documentary filming they're charging for, and professional TV crew coming in. And I just hope and pray that I can get the funding for this. It's under Barbara Alsou, Harvard documentary. And I can't believe people are funding things like, I like Prince, thought the music was great, but they're funding things like Memorial for Prince. And this is to save people's lives, and they're not funding that. I don't understand. Oh, boy. Well, if I can't do that, eventually I want to make my own documentary and submit it to Harvard. But I would want to go live, of course, much better than just taping something. This has to get out, this message, and I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can. And I hope and pray that I was selected by the talk, because I want to honor these ladies for the great show that they've been doing. And then also just briefly mention that health food will stop all diseases. If I just get that one sentence out, that's all I want to get out, and that's it. But I can't believe that not one person funded such a great opportunity to help the world if it gets before Harvard. Couldn't get better than Harvard reviews. Well, I only pray to God that we get some funding. Now, if it's not in time for the show, which is July 29th, I will get the equipment that I need to do the documentary myself. So the funding would be utilized, and not wasted. I'm putting a little more yellow on here because when I lifted my painting up to show, a little bit of the green got on from the water. So I'm going to just put a little more yellow. I just hope and pray that we get the funding to do this documentary, whether it be live or whether it be a documentary that you tape from Parental World Knowledge. But this has to get out to the world, and if it goes to Harvard for review, it definitely will go out to the world. And we came across Dr. Sabi, who won against the Supreme Court. The Attorney General was stating that he was just making things up, that it's not true what I just stated, that you can stop all diseases with healthy food. So it went before the Supreme Court and he won. Oh, my doggy is giving me kisses. So sweet. Let him know. If you want to be on TV, you want to be on TV, honey bunch. You can go on my lap if you want to. Say hello to people. They love you. Yeah. Oh, he's the sweetest little boy. He deserves everything good. I say that because he is my greatest watchdog. If anyone bothers me, he will bark. He's not going to let anyone come and bother me at night. He hears something, he chases away. If there was a burglar, he chases them away. And he's strong. He could jump and knock them down. And he's got sharp teeth. Boy, for a little dog, my gosh, I wouldn't want to mess with him. He chews the hardest piece of the bark. I tell him to do the little part, but he goes to the hard one. And his teeth are sharp. Truly sharp. And I'll tell you, he is clever. He figures out things. I was joking with him. I said, he chases cats. So I said, there's a cat that just ran in the house to get him in the house. And wanted him to eat breakfast this morning. So said he knew I was kidding with him. There was no cat in the house. He just took his time. Because if there was a cat, he'd be jumping right to get that cat. You can't fool this dog. I cannot fool him. He's a brilliant dog. And he just got up from a nap, so he's not getting up. We go out so much lately that he doesn't. By the time the show comes, he's too tired. He's a very active dog. God bless him. He's running around the yard all day long. All day long. It doesn't stop. Oh, my son said thank you because he knows that he can launch his show on iTunes, and he never even thought of it. I can't believe valuable information I just learned from Brian. And the greatest thing, was on Own It. That's where I was watching it live. So that was incredible. And I've learned so much in 1 hour from that show. And it's another thing that Brian does. He does basically, like, you keep a diary. Well, he keeps everything in one place so he can find it, types it up. On my phone, I have that, my iPhone, so I could easily do all the blogging that I want, whatever, notes and things, and keep things straight for events. And that makes sense. So you put your, is because he does so much and he has an agenda. I mean, calendar is one thing, but to have everything written out. And another thing, he doesn't change his format every show, which is rather interesting. I never noticed that. And why? Because all his talent that is on is all different. They're all different and exciting and new. So it seems as though he's using different format. He's using the same format, the same questions. That is really blowing my mind. So in other words, if you have something, it works, keep with it. Don't make any changes. You don't have to try to change your format of your show. You're putting on new people, all new exciting people. And that's how it became so great, his show. He uses the same format, tried and true format. Now, it's not probably the same format as his first show, because he admitted that, and that takes guts, that he didn't do the show to his liking. And probably still was a great show. I didn't even see it, but I guarantee there isn't a thing that he couldn't do. No. I am just amazed. I always feel, you can learn something more. No matter how much you're an expert, there's always something more you can learn. And I, felt I was an expert with social media, but I just learned so much more. So it goes to show you need to watch genius people like this. You need to. I hope you can catch some of his shows and things, webinars. It's on Facebook. You can become a member and get to see more and learn more. And I definitely, want to see more from the UK show. Definitely want to see. No doubt. So positive, so thrilled, so inspired. And my son just wrote me a thank you note, because I told him that, and he was thrilled from one thing. He didn't even hear all the rest. And I tell him all the rest. I didn't want to repeat to you, so I didn't go through the whole thing. But that, you should post it on there. That will really, really sell. And I just can't believe I did a review for iTunes and I didn't think of it. Never occurred to me. And that was one of my greatest reviews. Because, it's a big product line. Well, live and learn. Never too late to learn something. We all have to learn something. Never too much can we learn. There's always more and more. Hi, Maggie. Maggie Gilmer is a great artist. And I just remember that name because you're going to see her art. It's going to be everywhere. Museums all around the world. She is incredible. Incredible person, too. Brilliant mind. Excellent artist. Excuse me. Yes. I'm getting such kisses. I don't know what I did. I have no idea. This baby is the sweetest baby. Well, finally, I am finished. I did my painting, finally. Finally. Just want to put a little more touch on the yellow. And I do say miraculous healing prayer for everyone in the world. Peace, with spirit, with health, with strength. Amen. God heals 100%. I just say the prayer. And anybody who needs that prayer, please just say that prayer to God, and God will heal you 100%. Or if it's for someone else, God will heal that person. If they can't pray for themselves, they'll heal 100%. And just, if you don't need it now, keep it in mind for a future date. And when I hope you don't need it, but if you do need it, please say a miraculous healing prayer. And your prayers will be answered. God will 100% answers your prayers. I just do the praying and help people. I don't do the healing. I just do the prayer healing. God does the healing 100%. So I hope everyone has a good day, a good night, depending on where you are in the world, and keep doing your work. Anything is possible with your artwork. If you want to do something and you love it and not really you're sure what you're doing, just have a good time. Just don't even worry about it being perfect. As I said, nobody expects it to be perfect. When you're an artist, they want to see your feeling. And that's all that matters. You don't have to make it perfect. So I just feel that I never did this before, but I'm happy with what I did, and that's all that matters. But I enjoyed it. And I just hope that you're enjoying doing what you're doing. And if you're not, then whatever you're doing is not the one that you should be painting. Somebody said to me, they called in, they asked me, how do I do what I do? And I said, I'm just doing things that I like. And they said they tried and they couldn't. I said, well, do something you like. And then finally, they, did a portraiture. I mean, that's what they like. So things won't come out right if you're doing what I'm doing. You got to do what you like. Some people can do portraiture. Some people can't. Some people need to do landscapes and animals and, not so much with people if that's not what you really enjoy. So do what you like. It will come out great. And never listen to the criticism of people. They're narrow-minded. They're sometimes really stupid. Even an art teacher in school. Students came to me and they said they were told that they were so awful. They never wanted to go back to art. But, I was doing my fundraising, so I came across, they came across me. And I said, look, you can't listen to that teacher. They don't know what they're talking about. Everyone can learn. And you never give up if you have love in your heart and passion to do art. So they're willing, to try, and that's good. They were willing to, donate and then try for a lesson. They're $5 are lessons. right now. We shop for clothes for Macy's. You get an energy scan for free, a $779 value. You can't beat that. I pinpoint exactly what is troubling you, whether it's your mind or your body. And when I do this, you will have the chakras cleared wherever it is in your mind or your body, and then you will gain more focus and more energy. So who doesn't want that? A mother definitely wants that. A father wants that. If you're in business, you want that. The majority of things that fail from people is because lack of focus. They had training and they had lack of focus. I was just reading this on LinkedIn. And it's true. Obviously, if you're not having more focus and more energy, how can you possibly make a sale? And in your solar plex, your stomach area, the chakras there, that will radiate to people on wanting whatever you're selling, whatever you're doing. So it is so essential to have this energy scan, and it's free. Try it. No matter what profession you're in, give us a call, 973-736-1637. For $5. It's tax deductible yet. And you get a Shop for a Cause Macy ticket, which gives you from the whole entire weekend. It was, I think, August 26th to the 28th. You're getting a whole weekend to use this discount, which is 25% off most items, even sale items and designer items. How can you lose? And then you're getting a free art and poetry lesson, a private lesson, not on the air like this. Private lesson, you could be any age. This age, you have to be 18 or more. That age, you can be a kid. But you do have to have a parent accompany you if you're under 18. Because I'm not doing a daycare. I don't have the time. But I do hope that people will take advantage of this $5. And you have a year to use the art lesson. You have a year to do the energy scan if you don't want to do it right now. So it's worth that $5. And if you don't want that, we have an antique. You don't want the energy scan, you get an antique piece of jewelry. So we have like bracelets, different things, rings. I mean, not the same as what I have on, but I mean, these are antiques. And they're gorgeous pieces. So they're all different. And I hope that you call us at 973-736-1637. What are you waiting for? It's a terrific offer. And we're doing this so that you will be doing more art and poetry. Our culture, we need to keep it. People are losing great architects, engineers, etc. for tech positions. It's the highest in unemployment in our nation. And it's problems even across the world because they're taking our people over to Europe to hire. So obviously they can't do that unless there's a criteria. So just letting you know, please, whether you're in a tech position or you're just a parent or a kid that's in school, you need to have extra art because everything in this world is related with art. Whatever you're doing, your positions too, social media. A lot of times they want you to know these art programs. You need to have some skills. You need to have some art that's fine art as well as being on the computer. If you don't have that, you don't have the inspiration to do these computer programs. So I hope that you will give us a call, 973-736-1637. Thank you so much. Again, have a good night and good day. Bye now.